Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to another Hold My Beer. And today we have two replays for you today. First up, we have the IS7. I recently did a video on the IS7 saying don't buy the IS7. Now, I did state a few facts about the tank, like it is still a good tank. It can be a good tank played correctly. And of course, if you come up against players that doesn't really know how to deal with the IS7. We're going to watch Sharky here from the MM clan proving me wrong, or not as such proving me wrong about not buying the IS7, more as making my points valid at when you play the tank correctly, you can actually have a really good game. Now, he's on Castilla, and weirdly enough, he's actually gone on into the middle. That was that shot should never hit in an IS7, but that was a nice shot into that FV. Very nice shot, in fact. But with the accuracy, that shouldn't have hit. That if that was me shooting that, that would have hit the next map. Honestly, that would have just gone way over and just gone through the next map. So he's gone to the middle. Unusual position here in the IS7. You don't often see the tank in this position, but it's a really, if you can get your tank in this position, it is actually a really good position. Because of the gun depression, you haven't got the gun depression really, and you can get shots from the side. You've got the mediums there, and you've also got shots on the heavy, and you haven't really got to worry about your gun depression. Now, he's already had a few lovely HE shots into the medium tanks and the Foch, of course, who are all chasing this T54E1. Now, at this point, does he go help him, or does he sort of ignore these guys? Now, usually with the three tanks that are there, you would ignore them, but considering two of them are one shots and he's full hit points, staying here to deal with these guys is probably the best option, considering as the only full hit point tank around here is the Leopard PTA, which is a tier 9. Is not going to really worry too much about him. So he has cleared two of these guys. He's not going to go and chase the Leopard PTA because that would be stupid in an IS7. The IS7's got really good speed, but not enough to go chasing a PTA around. So 2.8k damage done at the moment. His team are doing okay, I suppose. They are all pushing now, so he needs to use that opportunity to push, and of course he is going to push the Death Star. A nice 480 roll into him, but the Death Star doesn't want to know him. Of course, he wants to use that lovely HE, the lovely Hesh, into the back of the Jaegeru. There goes the Octopus, so it is now a 4 versus 4. We already know where all the tanks are, at least. I'm not sure where one of the heavies are. Only one heavy is spotted there, but we know that the Leopard PTA was around the map, and there is the other heavy, who the E100, who is pretty much a one-shot, and there he goes. So he's managed to farm this Death Star down to a one-shot now. If he can get this shot before he drops, can he get it? Oh, that was very close. The Death Star does take out the waffle, but his motion on his team is pretty much full hit points, so there's still a lot of hit points to get through, and of course he low rolls into the FV to leave him on 5 hit points, and there now is the other heavy, who is full hit points. Now he's going to back up, obviously, to try and avoid getting shot from the Death Star. He's just going to use that HE there just to guarantee the kill, and now this is where the Leopard PTA is going to come around. He's going to try and get behind the motion, but our guy here does have some nice shots. Now he is still full hit points, so that is great coming up against two tier 9 tanks, and definitely we need to deal with that Leopard PTA first. He's the quicker tank, he's the better reload, and he is pretty much isolated away from the ST. The ST is a slow tank, so we don't really have to worry. With 3 minutes left on the clock, we don't really have to worry about him. Dealing with this Leopard PTA is much more worthy than going for the ST. But again, the Leopard is running away, so our guy here is just going to ignore him. You know, there's no point chasing him, so now at this point we are going to go for the ST. So he's on 5.8k damage now. Lovely shot, lovely fire, over 600 damage done to that guy. He still has the hit point, so if he really wanted to, he could just push into this guy, which I think is exactly what he's going to do. He has the hit points over him, he has the armor as well, and he has the mobility just to get close to him, and he catches catches him off guard on his side. He does get shot from the ST, and that's what I mean. The IS-7 is not, I mean, when you're angling at this kind of angle, then you're going to get penned all day long from the front of your hull. This is what, as I said in my video, you need to look directly at them for the best chance to block shots, and there we see it. The bottom plate becomes weak, but people just get confused. They think they can pen the side of your hull, the pike nose, but most often than not, it does actually bounce. So he does take care of that guy, and it is now just this Leopard PTA left who came to try and help the ST, but you know, it's actually going to not work out for him. A lovely HE shot there into him, and is he going to stay alive? He needs to avoid a shot, and this is the best position for him, and of course he is going to reload before this guy, and he does take him out for his 5th kill. So GG to 1,200 block damage. As I said, you can block damage, you can block shots in this tank, and you can do damage. 8,300 damage. He gets the steel wool and 1,789 base XP. So a nice, well-deserved ace there. Nice amount of damage, and of course a nice amount of blocked damage as well. So that is that. Next up, we are going to watch an E100 from Tiger Sugar. Now, this is on the Normandy map. E100, I've said it before, I love the E100, but it is a noob man's tank. And what I mean by that is, I did a video on it stating that most players that play the E100 is noobs, and it's a very difficult tank to play. People automatically think E100, armor, gun. It's not like that. It really isn't like that. For me, it's one of the worst armor profile tanks in tier 10 because it's just completely flat, and anyone can penetrate your bottom plate, anyone can penetrate your cheeks. As soon as they switch to premium ammo, then they can easily penetrate. Now that does become a little bit more difficult if you run the extra armor. That does become a little bit more difficult for medium tanks to penetrate your cheeks, even if you are even if that's using Pramo, and if you're angled a little bit as well, it does become a very difficult pen for medium tanks. But TDs and heavy tanks, they can pen you all day long, and they're going to have no problems shooting your cheeks. So it's a very difficult tank to play, and as I said, most people that does play the E100 don't really do well in the tank. But people that know how to play it, the pro players, most often than not, they do really well in the tank. They get a lot of block damage, and that is how you need to. If you can hide your hull, your bottom plate, and just sort of go hold down, but if you go and hold down, you really need to turn your turret sort of far enough away so they can't penetrate, like this kind of angle, so you're looking away from the tank. Don't look directly at a tank. If you're looking directly at a tank, you will get penetrated. But just like we see here, if you look away, then it becomes a much more difficult pen, and because of that, he does get a blocked shot from the VK. So he has lost a little bit of hit points, but of course he would have lost a lot more if he wouldn't have blocked that shot. So he's on 2.1k damage at the moment. The E5 is coming around. There's a batch out there who's coming around. Is he going to try the HE? Yes, he is, and 1121 damage into him. A lovely use of the HE there into that bat chat. That was much needed, especially when they are flanking around. So that's just going to sort of push the bat chat back a bit. Like, okay, he's going to play it a bit more safe. He's gone for another HE into the FV4W5, and again, he gets a lovely pen into him, now bringing him also down to a one shot as well. So as far as I can see here, there is 2 1-shots here. So we really need to take, is he going to get another HE here? Oh, another 3k damage, just over 3k damage in 3 shots. That is Death Star kind of material right there. So that's pushed his damage up to 5,300. That's 3k damage in just 3 shots, and that's bringing 3 tanks now down to a 1-shot. His team, there's only 4 tanks left against 6. Is he going to go? Oh my god, he is. Look at him burn. he is burning. What lovely HE he is using here. Lovely use of the HE. That's like 5k damage now in 4 shots, and most of these tanks are just one shots. Because of the HE that he's been doing, he is now able just to clear some of them up. The only tank he can't clear yet is this E5, but there's only now 2 tanks left, the VK, who is a one shot, and this E5. He has a little bit of hit points. He's now on 8,000 damage. The E5 is going to take 2 shots to clear. He hopefully, if the E5 shoots low rolls, he can actually take 2 shots from this E5 if he gets lucky. But if the E5 high rolls, then of course it's only going to take him 2 shots. So he does manage to get the shot off before the E5. And as I'm saying about the angling, look at this. He is turning, but you can see he's not turning his turret directly to the E5 until he's just about reloaded, and now he can go for the E5 just before he goes over that hill. So great play. This is fantastic play in the E100. It shows everything. It's showing the HE capabilities. It's showing the alpha that it can do with the HE, and of course he is showing the kind of thing that you can do in E100. Like, you can block shots, even though it is one of the worst armor profiles in tier 10 for heavy tanks. You can block shots, but you just need to play it correctly. And when you do play it correctly, I mean, our guy has just completely dominated here. Nice HE there again, just to clear the VK. So 9,000 damage, 1,500 block damage, and he ends on 9,000 damage, and that was absolutely well deserved. So Tiger Sugar, well played indeed. Only 1,800 base XP. Normally for that kind of damage you're looking at around 2k, but he didn't have to do much, to be honest, because of the lovely use of the HE. 5k of that was just 4 shots. So well played, Tiger, and well played to the other guy as well. So thank you for sending me these replays in. I thoroughly enjoyed them. I hope you guys enjoyed them. If you did, hit the subscribe button. Let's get to 60,000 subscribers so we can have this, the biggest giveaway that we've ever had on the channel. And if you want to support the channel even more, head over to Patreon, sign up to Patreon as little as $1 every month, and that you get early video releases, you get a chat room with me, you get to stream with me, to make videos with me, you get the lot basically. So yeah, join in to support the channel even more. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye. With